The dog just raving the rifle like he's in the military, you know. But it was a good shoot. That's all I can say. It was a good shoot.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, kind of make sure you subscribe, guys. And if it's not your first time here and you have not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Anyway, guys, if you have been here before, you'll know that this is a reaction channel. I really react to the news. I put a little flair to it, and hopefully you enjoy it. It's not everything we can cry over. It's not everything that can make us sad. We might be sad one moment and the next moment, you just have to just think about something else and cheer up. And in a sense, this is sad because this happened to be a deportee, which a lot of Jamaicans are concerned about. What is Jamaica going to do with all these deportees, criminal deportees that are being deported back to Jamaica? So you must have heard about the latest episode of Manchester crime, and some people take it for comedy, but it's really not comedy. Well, buckle up because it's a roller coaster of chaos, and I promise I'll try to keep this respectful, but honestly, some of this stuff writes itself. So, apparently, there was a dispute over the price of eggs. Yeah, over the price of a dozen eggs. That's right, in Manchester. Even disagreements turn into full-blown gun battles. What I mean, I've argued with my roommate about who left the dishes in the sink, but I've never thought about grabbing a rifle over it. Though, in fairness, if I had a rifle, maybe I'd settle some disputes a little faster. So, like I would say to my buddy, say, hey buddy, I told you the dishwasher is not a storage unit. Now, the guy involved in this is called Brownman. It sounds like a reggae singer, right? But no, he's more like the local version of Fast and Furious, except it's more like Fast and Furious to the police station. This man was he was 54 years old, and he allegedly pulled out a rifle over something as trivial as the price of eggs and shot the vendor. Imagine wanting to purchase a dozen eggs for $1,000 and the vendor told him it was for $1,200. Honestly, maybe he just wanted to settle the age-old debate. Is it worth dying over $200? Because apparently he told the vendor that he would bring the money back, and the vendor, was an altercation. The vendor told him about his mother. And you know something? Anytime you tell a man about his mother, it's like you cross the line. And then that's why him decide to shoot up this man. Or in this case, I think he settled the age-old debate by shooting the guy. He thought it was worth more than life itself. Forget the $200 discount. Unfortunately, the vendor jumped in his car and drove off. But in his pain, the crash, the shooting, the excitement and everything, he crashed into another vehicle and he lost his life. And then Brownman flees in a blue Honda Accord. A Honda, you hear me? You know what that says. Even in the middle of chaos, some people just trying to hold on to their Honda dreams. It's like, I may be a gun-toting maniac, but at least I'm not driving a Kia. But here's the kicker. They find a stash of weapons at his place, a multi-caliber rifle, a Beretta pistol, and 745 rounds of associated ammo. That's like he was preparing for a zombie ac- ac- I don't know what I should say. I was trying to say it's crazy. There's not any word to describe. Imagine he's a returnee. Instead of going to Jamaica, make a better life for himself or try to clean up himself because he's out of jail, he get a second chance. This is why I am short for words, because this is one of the fear that a lot of people has. Not going back to Jamaica. The fear of people going back to Jamaica and bring the crimes with them. Honestly, folks, if you are packing that much heat over a disagreement, maybe it's time to think about some anger management classes instead of gun classes. And the police, they roll up, guns drawn, and after a bit of a shootout, they find him wounded and sadly dead. Well, at least now he's got a story for the afterlife. He's got a story for the devil. Yeah, I went out fighting after an argument over a dozen eggs. It sounds like a plot from a crime drama, but sadly, it's real life. You know what? This whole saga reminds me of sometimes it's like watching a soap opera, but with more guns and less clothing. And the moral, maybe next time just settle dispute over a cup of tea, folks, or at least over a friendly game of chess. No guns needed. And what's shocking also, the clip I played first of the guy that was talking on that video and was saying it was a good shootout. Don't they think of all the consequences that could have happened? They're there watching a good shootout when they should be running away from it. They're excited as if it's like a movie, as if something they want to happen. But people with common sense know that this is serious. A returnee, a deportee, and look what happened to his life. Anyway, stay safe out there. And remember, if someone tries to argue over eggs or the price of anything, just walk away. Because in Manchester, apparently, the price of peace is way too high. Thank you, and I'll see you on my next YouTube video.